When it comes to fighting for social justice, equity, or change in general, it can be mentally and emotionally draining. The reality is that when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, everyone has a vital role to play. And developing a culture of allyship is essential to improving the culture and climate of any organization. Research shows that when people have at least one ally in their workplace, they are 81% more likely to feel like they belong. They are 79% more likely to be satisfied with their workplace culture and 94% more likely to be satisfied with their job. Allies also improve our productivity, engagement, psychological safety, and overall happiness at work. Given all of those benefits, I want to share 5 ways you can show up for those on the front lines fighting for change. Tip number 1 is to listen and educate yourself. Listen to what marginalized people are saying, whether it's face-to-face, on social media, or in the articles you read. It's not about you, your feelings, or opinions. It's about hearing theirs. As an effective ally, it's important to do your homework. It can be tempting to simply ask women and people of color about their experiences with inequality and injustice, but that unfairly burdens them with additional emotional and cognitive labor. An ally takes the time to read, listen, watch, and deepen their understanding first. Tip number 2, ask questions and take action. Once you've taken the time to listen and educate yourself, get curious about the action you can take to create change. When you decide to talk to others about the obstacles they face, you first want to start by requesting their permission. And if it's granted, approach the conversation with humility and a learning mindset. As part of the conversation, ask questions not just about their lived experience, but about what action can be taken to make the workplace more fair and welcoming. Resist assuming what is needed and recognize that what one person needs in terms of allyship may look very different from another. So asking what one needs is an important step. Tip number 3, speak up. When a friend, family member, coworker, or stranger says something hateful or ignorant, an ally uses their voice to call them out on it. The reality is that silence allows oppression to continue. That good old adage of if you see something, say something is important for allies to remember. This is the more taxing ally work, but as an ally, it's important to vigilantly monitor your workplace for racist or sexist comments and behavior, and then be clear and decisive in shutting them down. You don't have to wait for those who hold marginalized identities to react. And as a matter of fact, they're often accused of playing the race card or the gender card, which unfortunately is a tactic used to silence women and people of color. Lastly, when you witness discrimination, it's important to give them your support in the moment rather than to approach the victim later to offer your sympathy. Tip number 4 is simple. Show up. When someone from a marginalized community invites you to an event, go. Be there to listen, learn, and simply show your support. Tip number 5, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. The reality is that many people who hold marginalized identities experience discomfort on a daily basis. As an ally, you will feel uncomfortable at times. And as you navigate the space, you will make mistakes. If someone happens to bring one of those mistakes to your attention, resist the urge to get defensive. Listen to understand. Apologize and change your behavior going forward. Experiencing discomfort is normal. When you encounter something that makes you feel uncomfortable, try not to dismiss it. Sit with it, ask yourself why, and simply welcome it as an opportunity to grow. As we wrap up, I just want to remind you that an ally is someone who has privilege but chooses to stand for and with marginalized communities by taking tangible and ongoing actions to dismantle systems of oppression. Now, I know the use of the word privilege can sometimes be polarizing, but it is essential to recognize the privileges you have in order to show up as an ally for others. Privilege does not mean that you haven't worked hard to get where you are or that you have not faced hardships in your own life. Every single one of us has some form of privilege, such as being able-bodied or college educated or neurotypical. Some people's privileges add up to be greater than others, and allyship is simply about using the privileges we do have to advocate for those who don't have those same advantages.